No, it's still there. Oh, well. Stupid body, man. I hate. I do have a little bit of a cold, even though it's really hot in my room right now. Taking deep breaths as my throat feels very closed up. My nose, I can't use my nose right now. Unless it's like that Centurion on the field. Oh god, I feel more in pain than all these guys getting hit by artillery and rockets and jazz. But we must continue onwards. We must get to the end of this game and then I can do whatever I want with my nose. Probably like destroy it with a hammer or something. You know, teach it who's boss around here. Who owns this body? I frickin' do. Nevertheless, Centurion gonna be tearing up the battlefield for a few minutes before it gets destroyed because Seth the Mighty is in control in that tank, and so far everything he's had has died. And this Bedford truck, what are you doing? Your engine's on fire and you're just getting gunned down, and now that explodes gloriously. Well, at least now it provides some cover for the Brits. I highly recommend not driving your truck into the center. We do have a counter truck here, and even artillery, a D1 field howitzer. Mayhap be the reason why we've not seen any land mattress rocket barrages recently, is because that D1 artillery fired back on it and has destroyed it. Anyway, we've got a little bit of pressure on this left hand side. Mithras finally deciding to see what's there, and there are sandbags and grenades. I just heard a huge plop in the water. I wonder what that was. This is a strange looking grenade placement, which means it's most likely a smoke grenade. That it is. We've got SMG from Purpro hiding behind the rocks. What a good position that is. Both Purpro for the UK and Mithras for the Soviets are playing defensively on that side, not really engaging each other. And here we have this 6-seater double couch tractor-like thing in the center, maintaining this capture point. That tractor got destroyed. I hear it getting destroyed. I see on the top left it has been destroyed. I caught that one. It also took out this truck. Centurion is just currently unmatched unless we bring more machine guns, of course. We don't have enough machine guns on the field. IS-1 moving around to the right hand side. We've got a lot of infantry on that right, preparing for an assault possibly. Although on the centre for the UK, smokes are up, which means infantry shall pass through. And here's that assault on the right hand side. We've got infantry moving up for Loudbox behind this house, but they're getting gunned down before they even get there. Seth having a tight hold. Land mattress not destroyed. Land mattress is still alive unless it's a brand shiny new one. That will need to beware of the D1 heavy howitzer. It's firing from this location, not over to the centre, but to the left hand side on this lightly fortified area. Machine gun goes down, infantry go down. Purpro can seize this initiative. There's just this AT gun at the back. It's the only thing defending that left hand side right now. Remember, there's more to the map than just the central zone, which is seeing a lot of fighting right now. Seth the Mighty with a Mark III Valentine supporting infantry. This could be a really good attack. We've still got Soviet forces in the area, in that flag point. Doesn't want to get too close, Seth the Mighty, in case he finds an AT grenade. There is a machine gun. It's being gunned down by the Valentine. A good target hit. That's target with an extra T. I don't know why I added that there. Never mind, though. We've got a light AT gun firing on that Matilda. Will it be enough to destroy it? It's not a Matilda, Inuki. It's a freaking Valentine. Sometimes there's just too many tanks in this game, but okay, it makes it difficult to commentate sometimes, but you know what? Let's go with it. Let's roll. This is a Matilda. Trust me, I know. How can you mistake this for a Valentine? Look, it's killing people like Matilda does. It's moving forward just like a Matilda. It's hitting infantry again like a Matilda would. Matilda, also a movie which I remember seeing a fair few times and I didn't really like. It's a bit creepy. Some girl has special telekinetic powers and then I don't know how it ends. Apparently she kind of loses her powers and kind of doesn't. One of the two. Doesn't really make sense to me. It's not very important to this battlefield. Movies not my thing. I like to cut them up to movies. I don't watch movies right now. Okay. From Loudbox, that is okay. He can't actually hear me. I'm on a different mumble channel to him. Disable my mumble altogether. That Valentine Matilda slash thing of death is moving back. It's done its job. Now it's time for Purpro and his infantry to claim that zone. Currently the Soviet forces have a very erotic 69 as their score, as the failure of a Swedish team only have 23. An abysmal 23 at that. Team Sweden needs to step up their game, and I suppose I should give you some information of why they're called Team Sweden. It's probably because they're Swedish. And there's some... apparently there's a guy... Oh, here he is. He's... wow, camouflage as hell. Look at it. From a distance, he just blends into the Brock background. Wow, that's... that guy's a ninja. Ninja partisan. Once again, the middle's lacking machine guns, so we bring some more machine guns to the middle. An IS-2! As well as some assault infantry from Mithras. Okay, so Mithras does have a good attack force for the central position. He could maybe attack the left. Away from the Centurion, at least. Centurion firing over its little baby tank, the Valentine. Such a size difference, and the track has been damaged on the Centurion. It's been hit from the side from the IS-1. What a great flank. Trying to shoot for the buildings. Buildings? That's right, the Wildings is going to fire through the Wildings at the Ballantine. It's a common rule that if you just exchange all your Bs for Vs, you will sound instantly German. Valentine down, yo! That Centurion is able to move once again. Crew getting on the back, in for the ride of their life as Seth the Mighty takes them for a tour of the universe. Firing in the fog of war, seeing the blast hits the supply truck. Very lucky to see that. Mithras with his IS-2 and his circle, or almost circle, of infantry protecting that tank. Gonna be running over his own supply truck, and Mithras hurting his own infantry more than the enemy. Well done. We can see another machine gun, or at least an old machine gun, has been placed in the middle once again. Once a frickin' again, I'm saying that a lot recently because there's just so many machine guns, man. Centurion on IS-2 battle. I think the Centurion may have the upper hand on this one. Unless Mithras and Laubox combine their IS-2 and IS-1 to make an IS-3. Like a robot in disguise. Disguised as a tank. Not exactly a very good disguise to disguise your weapon as another weapon. But on a serious note though, Laubox has paused the frickin' game. Why have you... No! We'll just have to take an intermission. Laubox and Mithras will have to make use of their IS-1 and IS-2 in combination to take out that Centurion on the left-hand side. Still nothing engaging. Not good to play alone, says Mithras. I think that's possibly a good call. 1v2. Not the best idea. I'm not sure whether I should cut this out or not. It would certainly be more difficult to cut this out of the video. I do make the music myself. The music for the intro is me. The music for the tournament is me because it's royalty free. I also apparently do some rhymes. Seth saying this sounds like a forfeit. You can read yourself. I'm just... yeah, it would be such an easy job just to have like a big wall of text in front of me. Maybe they should implement that in the Observer replay system, is just have some sort of text that you read off and you don't have to commentate the game yourself. It does it automatically for you. But we're back in the game finally. No more intermission for us. I'm sure that must have been boring for you. Especially if you just kind of, you know, listen to it all and then skip ahead like a good YouTube user. Anyway, coming back to the battle, we have an IS-2 fighting a Centurion. None of them are going to retreat. They're going to take the shots head on. And in fact, Mithras is going to move that forward and get a little bit closer. This IS-2 is the perfect tank out of the IS-2 and the IS-1 to start taking the damage. That's being used as the bait. Hopefully the IS-1 over here is coming around for a side shot, destroying buildings as it tries to get a good shot. Trek damage. We have a light AT gun actually doing some damage. Centurion down though. That light AT gun is not going to stop. Not going to stop that IS-1 from hitting the side of it. IS-2 and IS-1 still alive. Huge loss for Seth the Mighty. Coming over to the IS-1 down, currently it's been detracted, it's firing on that light AT gun. Infantry from Laubox move in to protect this IS-1 as he repairs. Good idea, we don't want to lose that IS-1. It's a hero right now for taking out that Centurion. We've got Laubox hooking up to this wall, this house which had its roof burnt. Again, looking at the details of the game, the roof is actually looking like it's been burnt and not just destroyed. IS-1 continuing to fire away. Also supporting the infantry. Just needs to get that track up and then it can get out of there. We've got a ping on the map here alerting maybe some sort of danger in there. There must be some sort of danger to be pinged. It's not just... well, this is a nice wall. Hey Laubox, look at this wall. It's nice. I'll ping it for you. Mithras trying to get that track back up so he can retreat and... oh, in fact, maybe he could engage. Just Laubox saying he lost his IS-2. Where? How can you lose a tank? It's right there. It's huge. Never mind though, Laubox does appear to be retreating with that, so he obviously knows that he still has it. Machine gun still up in the middle, as always. Firefly from Seth. Going back into the fog of war. Doesn't want to play with the IS-1. Which is a shame, because that Firefly could definitely take it out. If it gets, you know, a good shot in from the side, I reckon. But the IS-1's looking that way. Maybe Seth can approach from the left-hand side instead of front on. But he needs to look out for the IS-2 as well. So I think Seth is in a little bit of a pickle right now. He's not sure what he should do. I'm not sure what he should do in his position. Maybe you have a comment you would like to say on what Seth should do. Send him a postcard, or just leave me a comment. I do like to read the comments. Anyway, IS-1 firing into the house. Could be using high explosive shots, not the armor penetrating shots. That would be a good choice. Laubox once again with a machine gun and a PKP going to be joining the fight. Heavy field howitzer still on the battlefield, not been taken out by the land mattress. So maybe that land mattress has been taken out. We've got a machine gun here as well for the Commonwealth forces, but it's not manned. It looks fairly destroyed. Main gun damage. What's happening over here? Seth the Mighty Saboteur. He has fully sneakily come off and is throwing grenades onto this IS-2. IS-2 is not shaking a bit though. It's finally hit on the engine, but the IS-2, although it's on fire, it's not damaged. It's smoking black. I don't think that's critical though. It should maybe go to the water. Go to the water. It will be safer in the water. I don't think that actually helps. One hell of a lucky IS-2. You know it. It's going to go in the water. I think Laubox has the same idea as me. Water will prevent fire. The engine's looking a little bit healthier. It's still, oh no, still smoking. Just when it's braking or rotating, or one of the two. IS-2. I'll say it again, freaking lucky. Unlike this PKP, it's trying to dash out of the way. Will it get there? The machine gun is definitely going down. The crew sent flying into the capture zone, but the point is already theirs. He doesn't need to capture it. He's extremely enthusiastic. And look at the quick response here. Straight away, another machine gun goes right up. The point in the center is now being decapturalized. Yeah, it's now been cappuccino. But PKP is here from Laubox. Getting shot blocked. Partisans need to move a little bit up to stop hitting that concrete block. And wow, look at the force of that. Sending those guys flying back. They need to capture this zone once again. It's going up for the Commonwealth. 52, 53. Keeps going up. The PKP is not getting those people outside of the craters. And I just had an ingenious idea of getting the crew off there and using the grenades. Partisans and other really cheap infantry all come with grenades. And that's part of the reason why I love this game, is you can actually do stuff like that. You've got to think really far outside of the box in some situations. We've got some sort of Bren carrier coming up. It's hull damaged. That wasn't going to survive long against an IS-1, an IS-2, and loads of machine guns and a PKP. Not to mention, if it did get far up, it would have just been hit by an AT grenade. But desperate times call for desperate measures. IS-2 getting some more crew. Apparently, some of the crew died inside from a Seth's sneaky saboteur attack.